the conditional use hearing for CU 20005 Fire Station Number 1. This is an administrative hearing held by the North Augusta Planning and Development Department. Today is November the 5th, 2020. It is 4 p.m. And I will call the hearing to order. To introduce the project, I'll go ahead and pull up that information there. The project summary is as follows. The project name is a Fire Station Number 1 relocation. The applicant is the City of North Augusta. The engineer and representative that's here is from JLA, is Rhett Harbison. The address of the property is 311 West Martintown Road, parcel number 007-07-07-003. It's plus or minus 2.83 acres. It is zoned P, public use. It is within the Neighborhood Preservation Overlay District, Traffic Impact Tier 1, and the proposed use is a fire station. And we are holding this hearing due to the requirements of 3.6.4.3 in the North Augusta Development Code. It requires all uses permitted in the P Public Use District to have a conditional use. I will have four findings to make, and I have several conditions that I've outlined in the staff report. Rhett, would you like to introduce the project?
Yeah, so you pretty much hit the nail on the head. This is a project for the City of North Augusta. It's a new fire station that'll be located at 311 West Martintown Road. It's going to be designed and proposed to be operated to maintain promote the health, safety, and welfare of the public. And that's about all I got. Everything, the project will be designed within the development code of North Augusta. There is a significant consideration being made to the landscape buffers and to protect the surrounding property owners is something we'd like to highlight on this project. So.
All right. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and I'll go through the approval criteria that are outlined in NADC 5.5.4, and I'll scroll through some of the site pictures that I've got prepared here that were part of the staff report. So the first approval criteria is the use or development is located, designed, and proposed to be operated so as to maintain and promote the public health, safety, and general welfare. And as staff discussed in the staff report, generally fire stations, their purpose is for the health and safety and general welfare of the public. And this was affirmed by the rezoning as P, as a public necessity. The station will be operated similarly to other fire stations in residential districts to minimize the impacts on surrounding properties. The applicant stated that the building was sited and designed to minimize effects on adjacent properties, and staff generally agrees with that finding. Finding 2 is the use or development complies with all required regulations and standards of this chapter, including all applicable provisions of Article 3 zoning districts and with all other applicable regulations. The development is staff states the development is designed to meet the requirements of the North Augusta Development Code, specifically the P Public Use District. Staff has worked with the project engineers and architects throughout the design process to ensure full compliance. Full compliance will be verified prior to final site plan approval. The site plans at this time are generally in compliance with the development code. There are no other anticipated waivers or variances needed on site. Do you have any questions, Rhett, while I'm kind of buzzing through all of this?
Sounds good.
All right. The third finding, the use or development is located, designed, and proposed to be operated so as to maintain the value of contiguous property, or that the use or development is a public necessity. And with the adoption of City Council Ordinance 2020-02, the City Council affirmed that the rezoning is a public necessity. The applicant confirms that the site was designed with acknowledgement to adjacent homes and with final architectural materials in keeping with the surrounding neighborhood. The final finding is the use or development conforms with the provisions and policies of the comprehensive plan. And staff notes that while the location of public facilities does not have a specific goal or provision in the 2017 comprehensive plan, Staff notes that other provisions would view the project favorably. The expansion of the fire safety coverage is aligned with core principle 2, efficient, high-quality services. And the project is an infill project in an existing commercial within an existing developed area and generally conforms to the encouragement of infill development as stated in goal and strategy 6.1.3. Do you have any further questions?
No. Everything's good.
And as part of the conditional use permit, the planning director is allowed to add conditions to the property. And on this site, I have chosen the following 3 conditions. There's a typo in the staff report, by the way. There should be 3, not 2. The first is lighting fixtures shall be used hood to minimize light pollution to the surrounding neighborhood. The second is sanitation and solid waste will be managed through roll carts. This would be a prohibition for dumpsters to be on the site. Number 3 is screening along all property lines shall be accomplished through landscape buffers as required by the development code. This may be through the preservation of existing vegetation as is practical and replacement planting as allowed within the code. Final screening will be verified by the planning director. So that basically means is that we can't come back later and ask for a variance to those provisions. Not that that's anticipated at this time, but those would be my conditions. Do you have any questions or any response to those conditions?
Nope, those all sound reasonable.
Okay. Well, in that case, the conditional use permit is hereby granted with those conditions. We will follow up with a written order related to those that shows the conditions as well. And we will have that recorded with the RMC's office in Aiken County. Do you have any questions?
Not at all.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming out today. And
Thank you.
No further questions and no further business. We'll adjourn. All right. Y'all have a great afternoon. Thank you.